Well, absolutely. And I think at the end of the day, not only her comments, but certainly comments that the administration has made over the last several days, I think you have to say that the crisis that we currently see is the Biden plan, is what they had in mind all along. Whether they thought that they would get the numbers as quickly as they have is up for question, but I think this is their plan. But when she talks about inhumane or humane policy, that there's pent-up demand, I vehemently disagree with that. I think it's the most inhumane message that you can give, and you can sell all of these individuals a lie. And what do I mean by that? We know that the vast majority of these folks do not qualify for asylum, and so they are eventually going to have to be deported or leave the country and go back to their countries of origin. They know that. The Biden administration knows that. So they are selling these individuals a lie, encouraging them to put themselves in the hands of smugglers and traffickers. And so my opinion is that is the most inhumane message and inhumane policy that you can deliver.
So Chad Wolf, who was acting DHS chief for a while, saying here that the border crisis is the Biden plan. He's right about that. But there's a part of this that I would add. There's a part of this that I think he's honestly not seeing correctly. And that is that the Biden plan is actually yes, it's to pretend that they're going to get asylum. It's to tell people, come here, you'll get asylum. But they're going to stay. They're not going to get deported. That's the part of this that I think Chad is actually not seeing. They're not going to get deported. That's the whole point. The illegal immigrants who are coming to the country right now, and remember, their first act on U.S. soil, literally on U.S. soil, is the illegal crossing, which is a violation of U.S. law. It's a form of trespassing. It's a form of violating U.S. national sovereignty. That's the first thing that they do. And then they've been coached, because the word has been out for a long time about this, to claim defensive asylum or secondary asylum, which is essentially throwing themselves on the mercy of the United States and saying, oh, I know that I shouldn't have come like this, but I'm just desperate. If I go back to my home country, I'm going to be killed by, the secret police or something. That's why we have this. So that if you were fleeing the Soviet Union and you happen to get to, the shores of New York, or, you made your way to the shores of Florida or wherever, and you say, okay, I know I didn't come through your legal process, but you guys got to give me a chance, because if I actually get sent back to my home country, I'm going to be killed. These are Central American migrants who are coming largely. It's not all from Central America. And they're saying, I want to be in America. I mean, their real motivation is I want to be in America because it's better wages, better infrastructure, better government, and a better system. That's just called being an immigrant, right? They want to be immigrants. And I have no blame or disdain or, I understand that impulse. Life is not fair. Being born in a country that is a dysfunctional mess versus being born in America, that is an unfair disparity that human beings are going through all over the world every day, right? Being born in North Korea is worse than being born in, Oklahoma City, okay? It is worse. We understand this. And unfortunately, we can't make this entirely fair, because then the country that is better is going to cease to be a country. If you no longer have control over your borders, you don't really have a country anymore. We all understand how that works. If you don't, just think about, okay, go tell a country, the size of the Netherlands, that they need to take in 5 million immigrants from Syria, Afghanistan, Libya, you name it, countries that have had wars in recent years and that are having terrible problems. And then tell those people in the Netherlands, well, your country's going to be the same. You're just taking in immigrants. Well, yeah, but we're actually changing the character of the nation, because we're changing the people of this nation dramatically in a transformational way that does not allow for the kinds of the kinds of processes that bring people into a feeling of community in the same nation over time. Right? We're supposed to have that. That's supposed to be a part of all of this. And yet they don't really talk about this. They don't have that as even a discussion point anymore. It's allow for mass migration into your country, or else you are being unfair. Allow for mass migration in the country, or else you're a bad person, actually. You're a racist. There are a lot of countries that don't allow people to just show up and become permanent citizens with voting rights and the ability to demand resources from the state. Right? We're supposed to have a a process in place, but the Democrats, the Biden administration is intentionally undermining it. We have an open border, friends. That's what this is.
Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.